You don't lose focus in one big explosion. You lose it drip by drip. Every time you say yes to the wrong request, every time you're checking your phone instead of checking in on your people, every time you're letting the urgent bully the important. Distraction isn't noise, it's drift. And drift is deadly because it doesn't just waste your time, it erodes your confidence. And all this week, we're going to spend our time on focus. I call it one of the 5 master skills. For me, in all the programs and the coaching that I do, it's master skill number 2. Can you put your attention where it needs to be, when it needs to be, for as long as it needs to be? That is a master skill. And Dr. Joey Collins, a friend and colleague of mine, wrote a brilliant book called Act Like a Leader, The Distraction-Proof Advantage. And all this week, I'm going to share with you one tool or idea from his brilliant book and how you can use it in your dealership to get the master skill of focus. And Joey says this best in his book: focus isn't stolen, it's surrendered. So here's the question that should make you sit up straight this morning. I want you to ask yourself this question: where am I surrendering focus without even realizing it? I'm Chris Hunsicker, and this is the Dealership War Room. Leadership Fire. 7 minutes, built daily, fueled intentionally, and delivered relentlessly. So let's dive in and start sharing with you some of the great insights from Dr. Joey Collins in his amazing book, Act Like a Leader. Here's Joey's first insight. Most leaders think they're losing focus because they don't have enough discipline. That's not the real problem. The real problem is they have too many leaks. Think about your dealership yesterday. How many times did just a quick question steal 20 minutes from you? How many texts, emails, or my karma pings just derailed your momentum? And how many times did you say, sure, I'll take care of it, when you should have delegated it or flat out said no? Can you see the leaks? Those small interruptions, those are fractures in your leadership. Joey Collins calls them focus leaks, and they're invisible until you name them. But once you name them, you see the truth. It isn't that you lack focus, it's that you're bleeding out. This is exactly what a budget does with money. Once you start tracking it and categorizing it, you're like, oh my goodness, I had no idea I was spending that much money there. Instantly, you can see your behavior start to shift. That's what's happening. You're bleeding focus in the same way someone without a budget is bleeding money. And both resources are incredibly valuable. This matters because energy follows focus. And when your focus is scattered, so is your influence. And when you drift, your team feels it, and your team will drift even harder. Now, here's the good news. Plugging those leaks is way simpler than you think. And Joey suggests a simple daily audit. Number 1 is identify your leaks. Just ask yourself this question: where did my focus go yesterday? One of my favorite tools when I'm helping managers, dealer principals that I coach around this issue is to simply at the end of the day, take your calendar and refill it in to what you actually did. Because usually your calendar represents what you thought you were going to do. Now, go fill in what you actually did, and you will exactly see where those focus leaks are. Number 2, name the distraction honestly. Was it distraction? Was it poor boundaries? Was it a lack of delegation? Be brutally honest with yourself and really start looking at what caused those leaks. And number 3, patch it today. What are you going to do differently today to start stopping those leaks? Because you are ridiculously in charge of your own life. You don't need a better plan, and you sure as heck don't need 3 more apps. What you need is to stop the leaks. So now let's cross that insight to action bridge. What are you going to do about this today? I want you to think back to yesterday and say, what were the 3 big focus leaks that now I know were there? Now that I can name it and I can tame it, what am I seeing? What are those 3 leaks? And then I want you to pick one and patch it today. Take action today. Small incremental performance improvements starting today. It might be silencing your notifications for a couple hours so you don't get interrupted. It might be having that 5-minute huddle with your team so they quit peppering you with all kinds of questions and bugging you with what's going on. And it might be something simple as saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Declining or delegating something that normally would have sucked you in. Whatever it is, stop that leak. Because here's the truth that Joey Collins pounds home in that book, that focus is not about doing more, it's about leaking less. And when you do that, your energy and your execution go through the roof. So where are you losing focus? And what are you going to patch today before the day even starts? That's today's fire. And a big thanks and shout out to my good friend, Dr. Joey Collins, and his amazing book, Act Like a Leader. And tomorrow, I'm going to be diving into more tools, skills, and frameworks from an amazing book on how you can absolutely anchor in the number 2 master skill in life, the ability to put your focus where you want, when you want, for as long as you want. You are in the war room now. So go out, create some leadership fire, and I'll see you tomorrow in the war room.